Okay guys, I have another little guide to help out with gold making, and hopefully this one won't be 15 minutes. I'm going to go a little bit further into the enchanting shuffle and a few more conversion items to watch out for. Right now I'm collecting my mail across all my toons for the past few days. I'm a little behind for the month as it's a few days past the 15th, and my total is barely over 2 million profit thus far. For the past couple of weeks I've been able to make about 1 million gold a week, and I wanted to keep that momentum up. Most of my gold for this month has come from battle pets and the enchanting shuffle. Normally I put a heavy focus on inscription and making dark moon cards, making them in batches between 150 and 300. Most of the time I try to make as many as I could possibly make, but herbs have gone up in price by a crap ton this month, and I haven't really been able to compete and make a reasonable profit for the time I have to invest into doing it. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about are motes and converting them into primals. Primals sell for a couple hundred gold a piece on my server. It just depends on which one, whether it's water, fire, earth, shadow, or mana. Buying up 10 motes will allow us to right click the item and turn it into a primal. We're looking for motes that are selling between 1 and 9 gold and buying them up. Hopefully what you're going to see each time you go to check this, and I would recommend checking it at least once a day, are people putting up small stacks of the motes. And what you're looking to do is to find the ones that are selling for only a fraction of what the actual primal costs. While most people only get them a couple at a time, they just try to sell them or destroy them or whatever. Just get rid of them quick. That's where we come in. We just pick these up. Say we find them for 9 gold, so buy 10 of them, that's 90 gold. I can resell it for 400. Okay, after you look over your motes, you're going to want to search the auction house for primals. Check out air, fire, water, life, shadow, and mana. Compare the prices of what your motes were. All of these primals, for the most part on my server, sell for several hundred gold. So that way you're at least making 200 or 300% profit. These move fairly slow, so you might have to be a little bit patient at first, but normally when you start getting sells with them, you'll normally sell out all that you have. But just remember to check these every day. They're a low cost investment that will easily pay for itself. Alright, the next thing we're going to jump into is the enchanting shuffle you can do at max level in BFA. You only need base Sandalari crafting in both tailoring and enchanting to start the shuffle. In order to do the veiled crystal shuffle, you're going to have leatherworking at max. Alright, so the goal of what you're aiming to do is get your bracer crafting cost under 6 dust. So let's say your linen sold for 2 gold a piece. That would put your crafting cost at 20 gold. And let's say dust sell for 4 gold on your server. Every time you make one of those bracers and you click disenchant, you're going to get 5 dust. You're going to at least always make your money back. The green bracers that you're disenchanting will always give 5 up to a maximum of 9 dust. And that is where your profit comes in at. You're also going to get blue procs for the bracers. You're going to break those down. Those are going to give 1 shard and 1 dust. Up to 2 shards, 2 dust. To shuffle veiled crystals, you need leatherworking, which has the cheapest materials to produce veiled crystals. You will need at least level 120 in BFA leatherworking and at least 6 PvP tokens to buy patterns for from your respective factions' PvP vendors. The items you are wanting to create in bulk are honorable combatants armguards, or sinister combatant armguards, leather or mail work, whichever has the cheapest materials. They all break down into 1 veiled crystal with a chance of an umbra shard. The cost to make these ranges from 100 to 200 gold, and they sell for 400 to 500 on my server once you break them down. Instead of disenchanting all of your green tights braid bracers, you can instead use them in the scrapper for expulsum. Now what you do with all of this, if you have invested into enchanting at all, is either sell the materials raw or sell them as enchants. I personally like to go with doing a mix of both. I would suggest selling both so you can push sales quicker and once you build an inventory. Both forms of this shuffle work amazing. I have made a lot of money this month off of this. This mailbox looting is after the first few days of doing the shuffle, and I've already made around 600 to 700k since this recording. If you want me to do mailbox openings where I loot an insane amount of gold, I could start doing those. Just tell me in the comments. Okay, this is a good mix of enchants and raw materials sold. I have a few potions and stuff like that mixed in there, a couple flasks, couple of battle potions. There's not a whole lot, but this is just primarily enchanting, and it's quite a bit. It's definitely worth it, and I would suggest anyone who's interested in paying for their token or paying for their subscription with a token, this is the perfect way to do it. Next, we have jewel crafting. I've only recently made quite a large profit off of JC. I have been doing some mass prospecting on and off for a while now, and most of the time I would make 10 to 15% profit on what I spent. However, with the recent changes to professions and with the release of the new raid, Scarlet Diamond prices had skyrocketed, and I had about 500 of them saved up from previous mass millings. Same with the green gem that was basically worthless before 8.1. I wish I had saved a bit more of these. The total profit came out to be around 4 to 500,000. When you can find the ore cheap, mass prospecting it down and selling the gems is a viable way to make a little bit of money, and will also cover all the supplies you need yourself in the process, which in the end will save you gold since it comes right out of the profit you would already be making with the profession, and it doesn't take all that long. Since I do battle pets in my weekly routine, I guess I will go over that a little bit. This is more of a long-term sale or long-term profit than something you're going to make a whole bunch of money with every week. So far, I've made about 300k this month off of just battle pets, but this has also been a little while of me spending 5, 10, 15k per pet and just caging them, sending them over, caging them, sending them over, caging them, sending them over. Every time I get a little bit of money in, I always go and reinvest some of it into battle pets. Sometimes I'll only buy 2 or 3 a day, sometimes I'll buy more. It just really depends. But anyways, what you need to do is open up Undermine Journal in a web browser and put 2 tabs up. Go to your home server, and then go to the target realm you want to try to do this on. I would suggest to buy from a high pop server and then sell on a medium to low pop server. You can go to WoW population, something like that. You can find it in Google. I'll put a screenshot of it up. And you can check the rough populations. Give you an idea of how many people are on that server. Generally, the higher pop servers will have lower costs in terms of pets, materials, just about everything will be cheaper on a high pop server, whereas low pop server, everything is going to be a little bit more expensive. So in a way, you're kind of like manipulating the market a little bit, because these are one of the only items you can send cross-realm, cross-faction, whatever. So on the Undermine Journal, you're going to want to go to the Battle Pet tab. You're going to do it for both servers. You're going to slowly scroll down, just check and compare the battle pet prices from server to server. I try to aim for at least doubling my money per sale, so I'll look for something like a Crimson Whelp on my server, which is Area 52. I'll buy it for 12k. And on Terracar, my older Alliance server, which I sell on, is where I do all my reselling. Generally, I can get double or triple what I pay for whatever pet. It just takes a while to sell, and it does require some investment, but it will pay for itself. And if you're only looking to just make your sub, this is the easiest way to do it. The last thing I wanted to cover was the Burning Crusade special cloths. You have Spell Cloth, Shadow Cloth, and Moon Cloth. On my server, all of these sell between 5 and 20k each. The materials to craft these are less than 1k generally, and require materials I covered earlier in this video. I generally make 5 to 10 of each cloth and put them on the auction house, along with the primals I have in excess to maximize sales and profits. Again, this is a slower moving market, just like the primals, but when you make a sale, you make a huge profit. To make these, you'll have to go to different areas of the game. For Spellcloth, it requires you to be anywhere in Netherstorm in order to craft the item. Shadowcloth requires the Altar of Shadows in Shadowmoon Valley, where I put the red square on the screen. And Primal Mooncloth requires you to be near a moonwell. An easy one is in the zone of Zangar, where the Cenarian Refuge Town is at, also on the screen. Okay, that is it for this video, guys. I started making this video towards the beginning of the month and only now just got around to finishing it. The next video I make will be about getting into the mindset of making gold with a few easy tips on how you should approach the auction house and use it to your advantage. Thanks again, guys, for listening. If you have it in your heart, hit the subscribe button, and if you're feeling extra, click the notification bell. I intend on doing these a lot more often, maybe once a week or every 2 weeks. If any of this helped you in any way, even if you only made a few thousand gold, tell me in the comments. Tell me what your experience has been, and if you think if there's anything that I don't know about you want to contribute, maybe I can try it out and make a guide video for that. Uh, but at least this one's under 15 minutes. The next one should be a little bit shorter. I'm gonna try to keep it focused on cutting down the time so that these are quicker and easier to digest. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys later.